Earlier this year, my car was involved in a collision with a small forklift in a parking lot. No one was hurt and no one was at fault, but the car was damaged substantially and had to be towed to a repair shop. I contacted our insurance company and they determined that the car was a total loss. I was shocked by this because I felt the car could be repaired and I didn't want to buy a new car. But the situation continued for several weeks, with waiting to get a final verdict and not knowing what to do. So I prayed about this. About this time, I was reminded of a classic article from our periodicals called God's Law of Adjustment. It was written by Adam Dickey, a student of Mary Baker Eddy, the discoverer and founder of Christian Science. He worked closely with Mrs. Eddy and shared some powerful lessons in this article, which is available at Christian Science reading rooms and online. Christian Science reading rooms can be found by looking at prayerthatheals.org or christianscience.com. In a reading room, you can find other testimonies of healing in our periodicals, the Journal, the Sentinel. The article brings out that there is a law of God always operating to bless us all. But I needed to put aside all my own outlining and efforts and put my trust in this law for it to take effect and govern the situation. I realized I'd been praying to keep my car and get it repaired. But God's law of adjustment says, when we, in our helplessness, reach the point where we see we are unable of ourselves to do anything, and then call upon God to aid us, when we are ready to show our willingness to abandon our own plans, our own opinions, our own sense of what ought to be done under the circumstances, and have no fear as to the consequences, then God's law will take possession of and govern the whole situation. So I took this to heart, I worked with it, and turned the whole matter over to God, and I was at peace. Just a few days later, the phone rang, and it was a call from a completely different agent saying our car was repairable, that they would be sending a check for the estimated repair amount, and they let us know we could submit a claim for the remainder of the repair up to a generous value. I was so thankful. I was grateful to get to keep my car, and especially grateful to see this demonstration of Christian Science and God's law of adjustment working in my life.